If you've been paying attention, then you know that net neutrality is about to die. Basically, it's going to be done by the FCC where common carriage, a particular idea around the use of services, is going to be abolished. Now, common carriage means that someone won't be, or people or corporations or what have you, won't have privileged access, meaning it's open, available to everybody, and one person can't get an edge over another person in this service, or particularly in the context of a capitalist system, one company over another. Well, this service, or this principle behind it, is about to die, meaning that very large companies with money are going to be able to control a portion of an internet service. Like you have a provider like Comcast. Now, Comcast has already entered into a deal, which the details have not been made terribly specific, but we're assuming is a very exorbitant amount of money, with Netflix that will essentially stream right from Comcast to Netflix. So customers of Comcast will have preferential access to Netflix service. And this is really not surprising given how much of a market share, how much of the internet usage in the world Netflix actually takes up. And it takes up an extraordinary amount. Meaning, if you're not one of these privileged services, your service is not actually going to be able to do very well. Now, there's three main companies that are probably going to monopolize the entire speed of the internet, or its use, in many cases of bandwidth. That's going to be YouTube, Disney, and Netflix. And this should not be, should not be a surprise. I mean, YouTube itself, one of the largest internet companies in the entire world, that should be really obvious that they're going to do it. The really sad thing here is that what we're witnessing is the erosion of what is supposed to be, or may or may not have been intended to, depending on who it is you talk to, the internet, which is supposed to be the greatest, freest expression of people's ideas, and the exchange of information, and could, to some degree, serve as a subversive effort against totalitarian governments, or at least governments who are doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. And what do we see? We see the profit motive of particular capitalist institutions presenting a clear and direct threat. Actually, they've pretty much already killed it. The drive for profit for these particular companies, especially you, YouTube, is the driving force. Like them trying to get more money out of the market, to get preferential treatment into the market, is what's killing this. And that's it alone. I mean, you can look at other things like SOPA, PIPA, and stuff like that, but this one is wholly unique in this regard. And to some degree, you could say those are based on property rights as well. But this is what we're looking at. And of course, always in these situations, we must say, and repeat after me, that's not real capitalism. In real capitalism, a real capitalist would never use their power in the market to get themselves a privileged position. This is, after all, a private company being allowed to buy off another private company to give them preferential treatment, which is, of course, not real capitalism. So this is actually a very, very sad day, and one of those instances where it's so blatantly obvious that it is capitalism itself destroying freedom and actually inhibiting the market. I mean, there's much written about how capitalism is an inherently self-destructive system, and there are contradictions within the system itself that leads it to certain decisions. It essentially destroys its own freedom. The market is inherently self-destructive, and this is, one of those things. This is why Keynesians believe in so much government regulation, and why we believe in abolishing capitalism altogether. I would love to hear some kind of rational justification for this, or passing off of responsibility onto the state for this, because I would love to hear that, because this is very clearly straight up capitalism causing the problem. Thank you for watching. Please comment and rate the video. If you liked it, hit subscribe or check out some of these other great videos. If you wish, share it on social media. While you're at it, why don't you follow me on Twitter? And if you got time, go on over to the MRN bookstore and check out some of the latest books available.